Alright everyone, welcome back. It's Albert Lebel and I am a lock junkie. Okay, so 1 week ago I finally bought myself several different types of bypass tools, and I made a video called Fun with Bypass Tools. Now that was the first time, like I said, I had just got those. I'd never been much into bypassing, so I really knew little about the tools, and I think it kind of showed in the video. but to be honest, it was a good video because it was genuine, and it was right where I was at that time with those tools. So it was a good representation of, you know, where I was at, like I said, at that time. So we're going to call this one just kind of a revisit. So I'm going to do pretty much the same tools, but go a little bit farther in depth and show maybe a little bit why they work and how they worked, as I didn't do on the previous video. All right, so and first of all, you know what? I should have said right off the bat, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful year, and I look forward to 2020 being even better. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, because I want to continue this for you know, I don't know about forever, but let's say a long time. All right, so we're going to start off with, I think I started with this one on the last video. This one we've seen a million times. This tool here, it's a bypass tool that works on these American locks, only if they don't have the bypass wafer in them. First, I'm going to show you how it does work. You put it inside the keyhole, jam it up past the little clip, and then when you, well, if I'm past the clip, and then you rotate it, and it pops the lock. Now I'm going to show you why that works. Get this off of here. So inside of this lock, there is the core. Okay. Now I'm going to show you why it doesn't work on master lock first. This is a master lock core. Okay. So when you're going through the back of the lock, you end up with the tool in something like inside there. It doesn't fit in this one because that clip's in the way. But it won't work on these because of the way the lobe is going against the key slot, okay? The reason it works in the American locks, get that out of the way, this here is the same core that's in that lock I just showed. Okay, this is American lock core. The reason it works is because we can go down inside this core, or maybe not. All right. There we go. Jeez. All right, so we go down through the core. Whenever the camera's on, we know we have problems, right? Okay, so the tool goes into the back of the lock. Okay, now you see where that lobe is? We bring that tool all the way in the back, and then when we turn the tool, it basically turns that locking pole that this lobe would turn if we turn the key. So the thing basically becomes, you know, kind of like the key being in there. So that's why it works. That's how that works inside the lock. I didn't show that last time, so I thought that would be a good idea. Okay, so moving on to the next one. I showed some of these comb tools. Now these tools are really fun. I got these ones here from Southord. Comes in many different sizes, so that's really cool. And one of the locks that it works really, really good in is the Brinks. Now what you do is, let me see, this Brinks I bought because this one has a 5-pin core, so I'm going to go with the 5-pin comb. It's got 5 teeth on it. I'm going to just put it all the way in to the back of the lock, push it over, and it's that easy. Now, somebody asked me about this, and they said that they're bending their tool. I'm guessing what you're doing is you're probably not getting all the pins pushed in, because if you get them in, let me get that off of there. We'll do it again. If you get this tool all the way in there, and you get them pins pushed in, there's really no force you're putting on that tool. So you're probably, just practice it a little longer, and you probably stop bending that tool, because you shouldn't need that much force to turn it. Okay, and I did find it does work. The reason it does work is because there's enough space in these type of locks for the spring, the driver pin, and the key pin to go up to the shear line. That's why it works. I've also found another little cheapo lock that I had on hand that it worked in, but we need the 4-pin. which is right here. If I jimmy this one in there just right, of course the camera's on, so it might be a little different today. That's a really small keyhole on this one, so it's a little tougher. But I was able to get it in there. Trying to find out where the pin is. There we go. So that one's a little tougher, but if you look at the size of the keyhole, that's why. All right, so that was those. That's the comb tools. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way now. And we're going to move on to the this one here I had an issue with. Now the deal is my tool that I got from Sparrows, it's a little too tall, I think, right here. I still think so. Some people disagreed with that, but in most of these wheels, that's what it does. It kicks the tool up at an angle so you can't get in. But I have found since practicing with it, if I go into the second one, on the right-hand side of the second one, usually, now that the camera's on, it might not work. But I want to make sure you guys know that the number is all zeros, so the lock is definitely locked. So I go into the second one here, try and find that sweet spot. Just like that. Go into the lock, and it opens every time. But any of these other slots that I put it in, it kicks the tool up. So maybe it's just this lock, but it only seems to work on that second one. All right, so that we got figured out. Now the other one, and I think it's last but not least, was the Sparrows. They call this the master switch. It comes with two pieces. Now I put heat shrink on these handles just to make it a little nicer. But what you do is, the last video I just showed these already in the lock, and I popped the lock with it. What you do is you take this first one that has kind of a talon on it, and you put that one in on the pin side. Shove all the pins up, and you shove that one in until it kind of finds a little slot inside there. Then you turn, what I do is I turn the lock around and use the second one. This is what I was getting wrong. I was putting it in about like that. What you got to do is go a little farther until it falls into its own slot. Now someone mentioned squeezing these together and doing it. That's not the case. You got to kind of do one of these jobs, and it pops the lock every time. So that's how those work. That's the master switch from Sparrows. Now I understand by the Sparrows website, these work in master locks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So apparently they'll do the same thing. This one here is the number 2. So that's that. I just wanted to do kind of a revisit to these tools because I didn't do a really fantastic job on the first one, and I didn't explain them all very well, so I really just wanted to rehash this. So that's it. I think we went through all of them. I highly appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic new year. Please stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And that's pretty much it. Also, I had to mention something. The last video I uploaded, Sunday's video, I had to delete the original video and re-upload it, so I lost about 60 comments. So if you commented on that video and you were hoping to enter for the pack lock, you're going to have to go back to that last Sunday's video and probably re-comment on that video. I apologize for the hassle, but I had to delete it and re-upload it. Okay? So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And let's bring in the new year on a positive note with a thumbs up. All right? Thank you very much.